Here is a review of what the final copy of the 10-page research paper should look like. So the first thing you want to do is make sure all the text is black. You can click anywhere in the paper, hold down Control and click the letter A, go up here to font color and choose black. The next thing you want to do while everything's selected is make sure you're all in Times New Roman and 12-point font. And that includes your header, and I'll go over that in a minute. Next thing you want to do, click anywhere on the paper, go to page layout, margins, and make sure it's normal. You also want to make sure it's double spaced, so again, Control A. You can just do Control number 2, like Control 2, or you can go back to the home and to the line spacing and choose 2. You also want to make sure that it doesn't say remove space after paragraph. If it does, click it, because you don't want the extra spaces. I think you can see here when I hover over it, in this area right here, you'll see extra space. We don't want that. So you want to click it if it says remove space after paragraph. Next thing you want to do is make sure that you have all the parts of the paper. I can do that by looking at multiple pages here, and you can even make it smaller so you can see more pages at once. I've got my outline. I've got the body of the paper that is at least 10 full pages, and a safer bet is to make sure that it goes onto the top of the 11th page. And I've got my works cited page that starts at the top of the next new page, no matter where my last page of body text ends. You want to make sure that you have a header and a heading. So on the very first page, if I click up here, I don't see my header, because it should start for real on the second page. I type my last name and then I insert a page number, and I'll show you how that works in case you're iffy on that. So I type my last name and everything over here is right justified, okay? And then I go up to header footer design, page number, current position, plain number. I also want to make sure that I check different first page, and to keep that number from changing to 2, I go back to page number, format page numbers, and start at 0 and click OK. Now when I double click anywhere inside my paper, the header's there but I don't see it, and it starts at 1 on the second page and continues on its own every page after that. The heading itself is your name, the course name, my name, and the due date. And in this case, it will be 3 January 2017. Okay? Your outline starts on the very next line, and it should follow this sort of format here, where you have just the skeleton of what's in the paper, the introduction, reasons and evidence, and a little sketch of each of those. Same thing for emotional appeals and counter arguments with little bullets. You don't need a lot right here. And then conclusion. The body of your paper, again, the header appears. The heading is also on this page. I'd rather you didn't have a title. Okay, that's just an extra line you don't need to worry about. The body of your paper starts on the next line after the heading and continues from there. Again, the outline doesn't count in your 10 pages, and neither does the works cited page, so you need to make sure that you have 10 full pages of text. Now sometimes a paragraph will end on the bottom of a page, and the next one will automatically bump it to the top of the next page. That's fine. You don't want any extra space between paragraphs like this. We don't want that. We don't want any subheadings or titles within the paper. We don't want any illustrations or charts or graphs or maps or anything within the paper. If you want to use those, you put them in an appendix pages at the end. Your works cited page is an object that you've inserted, and here's what it looks like when you do that. If I go to the top of the next page, let's pretend I don't have one yet. I go to references, I go to bibliography, I make sure that says MLA, and I go down to works cited. When I insert that, it's not properly formatted, but it's in there. So then I have to make sure that I do all those things over again. Control A, Times New Roman, 12 point, double space, okay? And you'll see that appear. It's down the page a little bit from the top, so I'm going to move it up, actually, if it lets me. Okay, I can leave it blue like this, and I can leave it, oh, there's the bell. I can leave it like that, so either of these formats is fine as long as it's an object.